Okay, so recording. Thank you so much, Nina, for coming on. Literally, everyone is so buzzing, including me. Like, I literally can't wait. Um,
I'm here.
it's exciting. So, I won't introduce you. You'll do it much better. So, can you just introduce yourself and like let us know about your story so far with the company?
Sure. So, first of all, let me just plug this laptop in case that goes off because I don't want that to happen. I don't want to die. Um, if my light, by the way, if my bedroom light turns off, don't be alarmed. I've got a dodgy light and it just has a mind of its own. It goes off and on when it decides to.
All
It's
right.
on at the moment, and if it goes pitch black, I'll just do it in the dark. It's fine.
We'll just hear you.
It's really distracting, but I need to get it fixed. I don't know what's going on with it. Anyway, hi everybody. Thanks for logging on. My name is Nina. Nina Ritchie, or you might know me as Gym Bunny, as my brand is quite what's the word? Stand out, bold. I don't know. My brand is a lot of people who I've met in the company have said, "Oh, what's your name?" I've said Nina, and then I've said that I do Gym Bunny. And they're like, "Oh, you're Gym Bunny." They didn't know me as Nina; they knew me as Gym Bunny. So now I sort of just go with that. Anyway, I've been in the business for 2 years. Um, I started. In fact, I'll go back to the beginning of my story. I basically grew up as a dancer, so I've danced from a very, very young age. As soon as I could walk, I was in ballet classes, and I basically danced for my whole life, and I thought it was my only talent forever. And then when I was 18, I auditioned for dance colleges in London, because obviously I'm not from London, I'm northern, as you can tell by my accent. And I ended up getting into, with a scholarship, I was lucky enough to get a scholarship into an amazing dance college. It was actually the one I wanted to go to at the time. So everything just happened perfect. And I went to this college to go and train there for 3 years. And I turned up at this college and I soon realised I was a little fish in a huge pond, because I'd grown up around this area and I was a talented dancer in the area. And then I went to a dance college with loads of other talented dancers from their area. And I wasn't out of my depth, but I mean, big pond, let's just say that. It was a big pond. And that's quite scary for me, because dancing was really the only thing I was good at, well, what I thought it was. And I also realised, I'd always known this, but it was more, it hit me harder. And I realised that I was very short, and I always knew I was short, but I didn't realise this would affect my dancing career. And as soon as I went to this college, I realised it would potentially be a massive, massive obstacle, stand in the way between where I wanted to be, my dream of becoming a professional dancer. Because I'm not even 5 foot, I'm 4'11", so I'm very, very little. And as a dancer, that is a setback, which I discovered when I went to this college. Anyway, training, absolutely loved it. Like, it was the best 3 years of my life. However, the teachers were saying to me, you know, you're going to have to work harder because you're so small. You're always going to have to jump higher. You're always going to have to travel faster. You're always just going to have to do more than the person next to you because she's tall enough and you're not. And that was the reality of it. And I wasn't scared of hard work. I've never been scared of hard work. But after I'd say in my second year, I came to realise, did I want it enough to have to do what it takes in order to get to where I want to be? And I discovered that I didn't. And it took me a lot to discover this, because obviously I just danced my whole life and went to this college, and that was my, you know, my life was mapped out, and then suddenly it wasn't. And I was like, it's not that I couldn't do it, because you can do anything you want to in life as long as you are willing to work hard enough. But I wasn't willing to work hard enough to get there, to have to jump over the obstacles that I would have to go through in order to get on the West End stage. Put it that way. Then I discovered this business. And I went home one half term and my mum had bought the Juice Plus product range, and I started to try it because I thought it would help with my training. Loved the products. My mum actually joined the business straight away because she loved the products too. So she signed me up. So my mum is actually my upline. And I only joined this business because I wanted to make an extra like £100, £200 a month alongside training at college, because I didn't really want to go and work on the weekends when I was literally like physically training 5 days a week, like knackered. I couldn't be asked to go and work in retail, in a pub, in a restaurant, whatever. I just didn't want to work. So this appealed to me because I could make money alongside my training in my bed eating ice cream. So that's what I wanted to do. Again, trying to cut a long story short so I don't go on too much. I discovered I had other talents than just dancing. I discovered that I was really, really creative. I discovered that I had leadership skills. I discovered that I could speak. I had a voice, and not a singing voice because I've got a terrible singing voice, but I had a good speaking voice. I discovered that I was amazing with technology, and I discovered that I just could adapt more to life skills when really I just thought I was going to be a dancer. And that was amazing for me because there was so much more that I was good at. Like when I first joined the business, I went to DD in my first 2 days and then SDD in my first month. So I had an amazing start. I literally like smashed it and I was like, I'm good at this. For the rest of my training at college, so the last year, I plodded along at SDD level and I didn't move. Nothing changed in my business. I had like reorders, I had clients like coming back, but it wasn't growing. Like I got to that stage and then it stayed there for like a year. And I was making what, £200 a month, 300 max, like, which was enough at the time. So I was enjoying it, but I wasn't treating it like a business. I was treating it like a hobby where I was making money by eating ice cream. That's what I was treating it like. When I left college, I still had in my mindset that I was going to be a dancer, so I got an office job in London so I could audition. And again, huge setback. I was getting no, can't even get in the room. Under 5 foot, no, you're not going to get seen. My agent was telling me, no, you're just not tall enough, you're not tall enough, you're not tall enough. And I was like, God, when am I going to realise that I cannot do this for the rest of my life? I don't love dancing enough to put up with this shit. I just don't love it enough. Like, that's all there was to it. It wasn't that I wasn't willing to work hard, it was just that it wasn't worth it for me. So what am I going to do? You know, I've sort of decided to give up on my dancing dream and I've sort of made that decision. What am I going to do? Hang on a minute. I started network marketing and was good at that when I first started. At the time, when I made this decision, this is at the start of 2018. This was probably around February, March 2018, so this last year. And I had one team member at the time who was also at that college with me. And we were sort of debating, well, do we quit? What are we going to do? Are we going to leave it? It's not really worked. We've done it for a year. We've seen no profit. We've only made a little bit of cash. Something inside of me just couldn't give up. I couldn't quit it. There was just something stopping me going, you know what? I don't want to prove the people right who said I was going to fail when I first started. So we didn't. We decided to keep going. Me and my one team member at the time, and this is March this year, 2018, decided from that moment on I was going to treat this like a business, because I was working in an office in London and I didn't want to be an office bitch for the rest of my life. I decided that I didn't want to be a dancer because I can't be asked to be told I'm too short all the time. And guess what? There's no height requirement to be in Juice Plus. Amazing. Brilliant. And so from that moment on, we upped our game. And I say up our game, I mean times it by 100. Like, I didn't even, there we go, the lights went off. I didn't even realise how much effort I wasn't putting in the start until this moment. which I don't want to go too much onto because you're going to ask me questions about this because I've read the question. But yeah, that's basically how I got into the business. Amazing start. Same position for a year. So if anyone is worried that they have been stuck at a position, please do not worry. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, because that's coming from someone who was stuck, and now I'm growing. So yeah, that's how I got involved, and that's a bit about me.
That's amazing. Like, I've heard a little bit about your story before, but that's obviously really cool to hear it properly. And so, like you said, after you stuck, we don't like stuck, do we? But at SDD and feeling like you weren't moving with the business, what kind of things did you change? So what is leveling up by 100? Maybe just 3 top things, or I don't know, whatever you feel is, what is that?
Yeah, I can tell you exactly what it is. And I stopped acting like an SDD and started acting like I was already NMD. That's all I did. Like, you can literally sit there with your notepad now and write down like how an SDD runs their business and how an NMD runs their business, and it's going to be totally different.
Yeah.
I had one team member, but I had a training group, and I was posting in there like I had 100 team members, and I had one. I think she's actually on this call. I think I invited her to be on.
Oh.
So I acted like I was already NMD. And you know, the law of attraction says, like, the more that you think about something and you imagine it, you vision it, the more you're going to attract that in. Anyway, I started investing my energy into my business generously. And that is, for example, this call right now. I'm getting on your team training call to help you guys. And this isn't going to necessarily get me a sale or get me a team member, but I'm doing it because this is a generous way of investing energy into your business. So more examples of what I did was invest more time into my customer care. I made my programs better. I created a website for my business, for my brand, and I created the training group, and I created a starter pack for team members. Like, I had 100 again and I had one. And all those things that I did weren't necessarily going to get me a team member or a sale. But that's what an NMD would do if they had a really successful business and they were making $6,000 a month. So that's what I did. I invested it into areas that before I hadn't, because I was only interested in something that was going to get me a sale, get me commission, get me a team member, and that's all I was interested in. Now, from that moment on, I've completely switched my mindset round, and now I put effort into areas that weren't necessarily going to get me a seller or a team member, but it worked. It did, because the moment I created my starter pack, I managed to get 2 more team members, and they got off to an amazing start because of that starter pack I created. And the customers that I did manage to get loved the programs, they loved the support system, they were raving about it, and they got me referrals. So then I had more clients because I got referrals. And my business was just I had so much more confidence in my business. And so it was easier to promote it because I was so confident that my business is amazing. My brand is amazing. And this program that I am selling with my Juice Plus products is insane. And I knew it was because I'd spent so much time and effort on it. So it was so easy to promote that. So it worked. It worked. Whatever I did then, it just worked. And I hadn't done it before. And if, you know, they always say, if you want to get somewhere you've never been, you've got to do something you've never done. And that's what I hadn't done. That's what I hadn't done before. I hadn't been generous with my energy. You know, I didn't get on other people's training calls, and I didn't do things like that weren't going to get me a sale or a team member. So yeah, and then it quickly hit off from there. Like, now I think in my training group now, that training group I created with 1 team member now has 120 in. So, you know, it worked, you know, it happened. And it wasn't by magic, it wasn't. I've grafted my ass off all year, But that's the sort of mindset change that I did, and now I still continue to run my business like I'm already NMD, because that's where I want to be. So that's what I'm going to do, and I don't mind doing it now because I love it. I love it, and I'll still love it when I'm NMD, but then I'll have to up my game to PMD.
I love that. I think maybe some people don't always realise how much it is mindset rather than the doing. Obviously, the doing has to be beside that and behind that, like you said, the hard work, the grafting. But yeah, I think mindset really is everything. So that's really cool that that is.
And you have to also, from that moment when I decided I wasn't going to quit because I didn't want to prove the people right who doubted me, I decided that I wasn't even going to entertain that. You know, when you're saying, like, I'm going to prove everyone wrong, that's what I dropped, because no one else matters.
Doesn't matter.
No one else who doesn't agree with what you're doing matters. So I decided I would no longer let someone else's opinion of what I do stand in the way of me achieving my dream. Like, how long can you let someone else have a say in what happens to your life? Because they don't really care.
Yeah.
You know, people are so quick to put negativity onto whatever it is you're doing, and they don't mean to kill your dream. They don't mean to literally, like, crush your soul, but you take it worse than it means for them to give it out, if that makes sense. Like, you have the power not to listen, and that don't give a fuck attitude is something you will have to teach yourself if you want to get further, because people who get to NMD didn't spend hours worrying about what people might think if they post this. You can't care. You really can't care. You have to not give a fuck. Sorry for swearing.
Okay, I went to it accidentally and then I'm like, now. So I'm just trying to prioritize based on time.
I think the next question's good. Go in order. Your order was...
Yeah. So as you already said there, it went from one team member, you opened your group, your starter pack, and then it's at 120 now. I'm sure we would all love that. Like, that's so cool. So it's grown so quickly, your team. What do you think, what are your best tips for attracting that tribe? Because I think when other people say on calls, and maybe, so I've literally asked you to do this for our team, so I've decided the questions. And I feel like when people talk about their tribe, it can be hard to be like, okay, well, where am I in that? And where are they? And how does they come to me? And you've nailed that so well with gym and dancers. And that's all I see when you say, like, welcome to my team. That's what I see. So it clearly is like your tribe every single time. So yeah, how?
Yeah, okay, I'll tell you. Yeah, it is really, like, and here's the secret, guys, and it kind of ties on with what I just said before about not looking for opinions of others. Don't be a people pleaser, and don't try and please everyone. Here's the biggest mistake I think people make in network marketing, is that is they try and appeal to everybody. You try and appeal to everyone because you think, right, everyone can be healthy, everyone can use these products, so I'm going to make sure I appeal to every single man and his dog and my neighbour down the road and the old woman up there and the man here. And you try and appeal to everyone because you want everyone to buy it. I think that's the biggest mistake people make. You have to have a target market. It is so important. You have to have a target market. And my branding is so girly, and it is literally like me. Like, my brand reflects me. I am obsessed with it. I love it. Everything about Gym Bunny is just what I am as a person. And my ideal tribe is people like me. So it goes well, you know, and you don't have to necessarily have a brand to do this. You just have to show yourself on your social media. You are your personal brand anyway. But people try and appeal to everyone. And they post about men, they post about kids, and they might not have kids themselves, and they post, you know, you do these posts and you're like, right, and I need to make sure I'm not limiting myself to who I can get as clients. But by doing so, you're not actually going to attract your target market, because people my tribe are attracted to Gym Bunny because of how it's branded and how it is everything that they're about. So, you know, a girl who is exactly like me will be scrolling through Facebook and they'll see a Gym Bunny post, and they'll be like, oh, that's a bit of me, and it'll excite them. Whereas if I was posting Gym Bunny and I was posting, I can't even think of an example, like just not basically posting things that aren't girly or aren't gym or aren't dancey, like if I was posting all about that, that would take away from what my target market is, and I wouldn't actually appeal to my target market. And the reason why, and you just said it yourself, you know, the reason why these similar girls with similar attitudes, they're either into fitness or dance, like I think 50% of my team are dancers, like the reason that we are attracting, like, it's not even the same person, but it's just the same type of person, the tribe, is because we stick to our target market. And Gym Bunny enables that to happen because everyone uses the same brand in my team, because everyone loves it, because they've started because of Gym Bunny, because it resonated with them. So don't be a people pleaser. Don't try and appeal to everyone. Stick to what your target market is, and you will find you attract your target market that you've chosen to attract so much better. There's a saying, and I can't even think what it is, and it's like, if you try and appeal to everyone, you'll appeal to no one. And that is what I live by in business. Like, target markets are everything, you know. There's a reason why sites like Pretty Little Thing don't have a men's range. And you know what, this doesn't mean that I don't have male clients. I actually have a really good male client base. You know, men still come to me and ask me for advice, and I've still, you know, one of my best clients is a guy, but I never advertise for men. And I don't like say to my team, you can't advertise for men. I don't say anything like that. I personally just don't think it works for my business. That doesn't mean that I dictate and go, right, girls, you can't advertise for men. I know one of the girls in my team actually launched a men's program, and that's totally cool. But they mostly post Gym Bunny and the girliness, so they are mostly posting Gym Bunny, which is our target market. So you are actually not limiting yourself, and you'll find that you do grow a faster team if you can really stop trying to please everyone.
Yeah, and just like zoom in on what you are,
that make sense?
who you are. Yeah, it did. No, that was really well explained compared to like hearing tribe all the time. Do you know what I mean? And not knowing. And every single day for you, so what are your daily essentials for growing your business? You said you give it like times 100% to what you were doing when you were stuck at SDD. So I'm sure we'd love to know what you do every day, because there's DMOs everywhere, and someone will put simple DMO, someone will put DMO to become NMD, and you're like, I just want to know what to do. You know what I mean?
I really hate the DMO thing. Like, it just, like, there's so many, you know, everyone goes on about this DMO, and, you know, it's like, right, I'm going to do a DMO, I'm going to stick to it. And no one ever does. Like, no one ever, like, actually has a DMO that they do every single day. Like, I've never seen it happen. Like, this business isn't so structured. Like, you are going to have days where it's different, and everyone is doing it differently. And some people have got a job they're working around, some people have got school, some people have got uni. Like, it's different for everyone. So it's hard to have like a set DMO. And don't get me wrong, I have days where I am not motivated. Like, I'm not superhuman. And, you know, we always get on these calls and we see these like inspiring people who've hit all these positions, and like, you know, I just work every single day, and I don't stop, and I do action every single day. And it's like overwhelming, because it's like, shit, I don't know if I can literally concentrate every single day of my life. But I make sure that I do something that takes me a step closer to where I want to be. So even when I am having a down day and I am thinking, like, I'm getting overwhelmed, and I'm like, God, like, what am I doing this for? Because everyone is going to experience this, because it's normal. It's really normal. I just make sure I've done one thing, and I'm committed to just doing at least something that is taking me a step closer to my next position, a step closer to QMD, which is what I'm going for next. Like, as long as I've done something, and that might just be messaging my clients. That might just be getting a post up. That might be clearing a decline payment. As long as I've done something, then I just know that I've not wasted the whole day. And that might have taken me 10 minutes, but I've not wasted the whole day. Right, so I'm going to try and answer your question. Daily things that I do, I put my team first. Like my team are my focus. They come before me because I know by helping them, I can get to where I want to be. But even so, like, it is important that my team gets success because that's what's going to make them want to stay. You know, I don't want a team full of people who don't make money. I want a team full of girls who are making money because then they're happy and then they stay and then they rave about it and then the team grows. So I make sure my team are okay. I make sure my team are motivated. That comes before my own motivation, and I find it gets me motivated in the process. You know, that's just how this business works. Like, you will be helped by helping others. So if anything, I focus on what they need to get out of the day. Message the girls, message my WhatsApp chat, post in my team group. These are the daily essentials, like you said, that are ingrained in my day. Like, I won't go a day without at least saying something in my WhatsApp chat or team group. Obviously, posting's a given. You have to advertise your business. If you're not posting on Facebook, then get your act together, because you're not going to grow a business without posting on Facebook or Instagram stories. They are my life. You know, that is just a given. Making sure you know exactly where you are in terms of your goal, but not getting too hung up over the figures. It's so easy to get obsessed with the positions and get you know, I've got to hit SDD this month. It's life or death. It's really not life or death. You know, I had a call with John Holowati the other day. He actually said to me, Nina, stop worrying about the positions. It's not about the positions. It's not about getting to NMD. It's about your paycheck. He was like, stop getting so hung up about getting to NMD this year. I'm like, but I am going to. And he's like, yeah, you will, but stop worrying about it. It's not about the positions. The positions are great because it's something to like aim towards, and it is like, you know, you can write it down, you can manifest it easily. So it is great, but it's not life or death if you don't hit a position that month that you set out to. So don't beat yourself up if you don't. If you set out this month to hit SDD and you don't, it's not the end of the world. You don't need to quit the business or second guess why you joined, because it doesn't mean you're not going to get there. It just means you're not there yet. You know, I might not hit QNMD this month. Does that mean I'm not going to be QNMD at some point this year? No. It's not a race. It's not a race. And everyone hits these positions at different times. Everyone hits them at different times. It would be impossible for two people to start the business and literally go hit these positions at the same time together up until PMD. You know, that would be virtually impossible. That would be like freaky if two people did that. So why do we get hung up on if someone else in the team got SC'd before you did? Don't get hung up about it. It's not that important. It's not that serious. All that matters is that you're doing steps daily that are taking you to where you want to be, which inevitably is going to be like NMD. You know, you all want to be NMD, right? So as long as you're doing something, as long as you are building daily, as long as you are, you know, you've taken a step in the right direction. That's all it is. And that is a daily essential in itself. Have I answered your question? I do.
Yeah, it did. And I really like that different type of answer than what you usually get. So thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to speed up a little bit. We have 6.5 minutes, but I'd love to. I'm sure we'll get through these. That's okay. So you mentioned about your starter training pack, I believe, for your teamies. So what type of training system do you use for your team? Because if you're like duplicating and they're like, you said they're your priority, you're getting them off to a really good start, and that's what everyone wants for their team, like, obviously. So kind of run us through what you do. I'm sure you do the same for each one that joins.
Yeah, so we've got a pretty simple system for recruiting and for getting newbies off to a good start. You know, we've got an opportunity group, I'm sure you've got similar, like, and then I've got my starter pack. Like, in that starter pack, it's not necessarily like the ins and outs of the products and the ins and outs of the business structure. It's more about, you know, just being yourself, putting yourself across on social media, creating a vision board, having goals. So let me have a look now, so make sure I'm saying it all right. It's been a while since I looked at it. I mean, it is good, but it's not exactly like hardcore training. It's more just like
the basics to get you going.
Yeah, it is the basics, like writing your introduction post, getting your product story together, ordering your products, basic product information, the Facebook groups that we have, social media, examples, like little snippets of my posts, how to become an influencer, your goals, your vision board, talking to potential clients, prices, keeping it simple, building a list, recommending the products and getting paid, and then a bit about the promotions and a few cool apps to get started with. It's nothing major. I suppose, like, when people join Gym Bunny, it's great because they get lots done for them. Because I've created this, because everyone uses my brand, and they also get the starter pack, so they can instantly recruit.
Yeah.
You know, they can instantly recruit even when they don't know anything about the business. Like, they can bring in a friend to start with them because they can go through the same procedure. They get all the programs, they get the adverts. Like, I've got an album of like pictures of adverts and stuff. So I suppose my girls do tend to get off to a good start because it's very simple. I just make sure it's simple. You know, I did a new starter call yesterday, and I basically said, look, to get to GD, you need to sell 4 premium capsules. That's what you need to do to get to DD. So what you need to do is you need to order premium capsules. You need to get your mum to order premium capsules. You need to get your best friend to order premium capsules, and then you need to get a premium capsule sale off Facebook. When you promote it to DD, then we're gonna go to the next level. Then we'll talk.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't have
really
to be
simple.
Exactly. 4 premium capsule sales to DD. And then what you do is you recruit 3 people who want to do this with you. You get 3 people who want to be a Gym Bunny ambassador too, or whatever ambassador your team is. And then we're going to help them get their 4 premium capsule sales. You're going to do it again, and guess what that means?
STD.
That means your STD. Boom.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be different.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I have a lot of team members who sign up and do fuck all. That happens to everyone.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a superhuman woman, or I've not got this superhuman brand who just every single team member gets off to an amazing start. But I do recruit a lot, and my team recruit a lot. So, you know, they say that you've got to recruit 10 people to find you 1 diamond. You know, I still have team members who start and they do nothing. That is inevitable. It's inevitable. But you never know when they're going to pipe back up and they're going to want to get involved. So, you know, it's never wasted. But as long as you are recruiting, you are going to grow an amazing business.
Just like persevering, isn't it? Even when someone does nothing or whatever. Okay, maybe I can get through these 2 questions.
Let's do it. 2 minutes.
What are your best practices for customer care? Fire round.
Okay, I have a WhatsApp broadcast list. If you're not on that, you need to get on that. Basically, it's not a WhatsApp group, so it's different. So your customers don't all get. You know, if you have a WhatsApp group, everyone gets the messages, don't they? Yeah. Everyone gets the notification. A broadcast list is different. It is a list of contacts that you can send 1 message to, and it goes to each of them privately. So I can send a meal plan and put it in the broadcast list where I have all of my clients, and I've got a lot, and it goes to all of them personally. So the message will be like, hey girl, hope you're okay. Thought you might like these recipes. They've been thinking of you this week. Hope you're smashing it. And that is personal. It looks like you've just written it to them and you haven't. Life hack.
Yeah.
It's gone to 40 of my clients at once with one click. So that is really useful. I also have a support group which my whole team use. It's called the Gym Bunny Club. And yeah, that's it. That's my customer care. And I have an amazing program which I invested time into in the beginning, which now is easy because I can just send it and it's done. It's on my phone. It's on my girls' phones. Yeah.
We have less than a minute, so I am just going to say really, really big thank you in case we cut off, and I'm sure everyone is saying thank you in the chat. And hopefully we've been as possible. Do you have a structure for customer conversations?
Yeah, right. Okay, listen. Hi babe, how are you? Yeah, I really want to lose weight. Amazing. That's okay. I can definitely help you do that. How much weight do you want to lose ideally? Make it personal, really conversational. Get a goal from them first of all. Make sure you have their goal written down. Okay, great. I can definitely help you achieve that goal. Our plan is split over 4